What's up guys, it's Joseph, and this is going to be a quick video on installing the PWS enhanced buffer tube with the ratcheting castle nut onto a Radian ADAC lower. Let's just take a quick look at the buffer tube itself. So the end plate has a QD attachment point. There's an extended lip to prevent carrier tilt, some draining holes back here. I am kind of cheating with the Radian lower because the safety is already fully installed. I have a video on how to do that if you want to check that out. And so there is no takedown spring or detent that I have to deal with back here as I'm putting the end plate. To do this job ideally, you'll have some Aeroshell 64, used to be called 33 MS. You could also get away with using anti-seize lithium grease or wheel bearing packing grease, lower receiver vise tool, a castle wrench, so this is a Tapco tool, and then a torque wrench that will take you up to 39 foot-pounds. I learned from the School of American Rifle channel that this is the best stuff to use between the steel and aluminum. If you want to get some, I'll have an affiliate link in my description. Alright, so to start off, you thread on the castle nut with the slots pointing rearward, and then when you slide on the end plate, make sure you see the PWS logo right here facing toward the castle nut. Since I have the grease, I'll put a dab of this stuff right here on the receiver, and then let's go ahead and start threading the tube on. Now the tube has run into the detent, so at this point you'll want to put some safety glasses on, and a 3/32 punch will be very helpful. Take out the detent and spring, and then you're gonna screw in the buffer tube until the lip of the buffer tube lines up with the slot in the lower receiver. Now unscrew the buffer tube until you can put the spring and detent back in, and then hold it down, tighten, and now you use the punch to depress it a little bit more so you can get the tube past, and now the detent will pop up. Traditionally what you would do now is tighten it just a hair more, so press the detent down. Why you would tighten it is so you have access to put the takedown spring and the takedown detent in that spot. And then you very carefully, as you're holding the spring and detent down, now you just loosen it. The end plate will snap over those. And just be careful not to bend the spring, obviously. So here you get the end plate seated all the way against the receiver, and you get a little bit of the Aeroshell or lithium grease or anti-seize, and just put it a little dab on these threads here, and that's about it. Now we can start tightening this down by hand. So as you tighten this down, these ridges are engaging with this tiny little piece of metal that's sticking up right there, and you're gonna go as hard as you can by hand. I can no longer tighten this by hand anymore. And so now the directions say generally at this point you just need 2 more clicks. So I'm gonna get my castle wrench and let's do 2 clicks and see if that tightens the buffer tube all the way. There's 1, there's 2, but the buffer tube is still loose. There's movement in the castle nut, so I'm getting out the torque wrench, put it 90 degrees to the wrench itself. So you can see the wrench and the torque wrench are at 90 degrees. The directions say it should be about 35, very easily torquing. Alright, so between the 20 and 35 foot-pounds, I don't even think it ratcheted another groove. I think it just tightened down but didn't go to that next groove. Alright, I'm going to try 37 foot-pounds, see if it gets to that next groove. I didn't hear anything. Almost to that next groove. Let's do 39. So for me, at 37 foot-pounds, that little metal pin was not into the groove. But at 39 foot-pounds, it did make the jump into that groove. So this is definitely as tight as you want to go, or at least in my case. So you'll want to, check for yourself between 35 and 39 foot-pounds when you jump into that next groove. Alright guys, that's about it for the PWS install. I did just get back from the range shooting some ammo for groups with my DDM4 PDW, a couple brands of ammo that I never tried before, so go ahead and subscribe if you want to check that out. Like, subscribe, and share, and then I'll talk to you guys next time.